Hi there and welcome back to History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. Today we are going to do yet another little side quest, a video of something that I've always wanted to say since I began making videos, which again is coming up on 1 year pretty soon, and that is my first unboxing. Now, it sounds kind of silly with the Stevie Nicks item, like what could it be an unboxing? Usually when I do something, when I've gotten new stuff, it's stuff that I kind of pile up and gather up and find for you. But this unboxing is something that is really special and something I have never known anybody to have, and I myself have never held one. And this is a really special item. If you go back through some of my old videos for Other Side of the Mirror, Stevie Nicks' era of 1989, there were a few items that were promotional items for Stevie Nicks for that release. There was the hologram, which we've spoken about, the dual thing, and there was the kaleidoscope, which I think I brought that up in an odds and ends video. I think I made that in. And this one is in pretty good shape. It says, I think that's pretty clear there. I think you can read, all rights reserved, promo, and stuff like that. So there are 3 Holy Grail items that are collectibles for Stevie Nicks as far as promotional materials. And this is as far as I'm concerned. This is just my opinion. First being the kaleidoscope. The second being, also from the Other Side of the Mirror and kind of going in order, is a brush and mirror set. And the third item being an egg timer, or I thought I had mine here. I guess I don't know where I put it, but the sand timer, that when you turn over and such, for time space. That also is coming into my possession soon. But I have this, and I received the mirror and brush set. Like I said, I've never known anybody who had one of these. I have only seen pictures of them. I've never laid eyes on them myself, so this is a pretty special moment. I want to give a big shout out to my dearest friend, Anne-Marie, who let me get these in before she even sees them. So she's not going to watch this video until she gets them, and she'll unbox them herself and enjoy it. But I told her, I said, I would really love to do a video, and I kind of made the arrangement for her to be able to get these. And so she allowed them to be sent to me and for me to see them. So I'm kind of taking them out of the package. I don't want to go too far yet. Again, I hope I did bring this up, and I will double check my own videos. And if not, I'll talk about this later. And it looks like it'll be about another 2 to 3 weeks possibly before I'll talk about the time space piece. But before I get all the way in here, because this is kind of the big finale here, I did want to give some pictures that I have not shown before. These are some pictures of Stevie Nicks for the Other Side of the Mirror listening party, of which today I learned that it was took place on the 18th of May, 1989. And this was a proof sheet that I owned, that I purchased on eBay and scanned in high res, because with proof sheets, they're usually so small, like 2x2 shots. And I like seeing them, larger and clearer. So I had a really good printer scanner, pardon me. So I high res scanned them, and I swear to God, I have no idea since then what's ever happened to that proof sheet. I was pretty sure that I came across it like years later, but in that time as well, I think just in my head, I have lost it again. I have no idea where this thing is, and it breaks my heart every day. I have the pictures, and I'm very grateful that I did that. It was almost like a foretold thing to scan them like almost immediately, because, and having lost the proof sheet itself, but having the proof sheet itself is kind of special. But I have the pictures, and that's that. It could be somewhere out in a box. But I mean, I want to say that I got this proof sheet in about 2012, and I haven't laid eyes on it since. So Stevie Nicks was hosting a party at her house, or where they recorded the album. I don't know that was her house, but I think it's shown like on the balcony and such like that for the Rooms on Fire video. And there's a whole bunch of people. These are a lot of record executive people. I know there's some famous pictures. If you think you've seen Stevie in this costume before, it is a costume. Number one, to really play the Alice part, the Alice in Wonderland. But there are some pictures of Stevie Nicks with Billy Idol, and she, bless her heart, is hanging off him like a Christmas tree, like an ornament on a Christmas tree. And I don't blame her, because Billy Idol's hot, and in his day, he's hot now, but he's hotter then. And that would have made for an interesting couple, Stevie Nicks and Billy Idol. But he'd stop by, and there's some great pictures of her and him. But these pictures, like I said, and they're pretty clear considering, like I said, they came from a proof sheet. So I was really thrilled with the scans. But I thought I would show these to you because I made the page, again, kind of in keeping that Alice theme that I had done. If you saw lots of earlier pictures I had shown, again, during my 1989 scrapbook. So there were 26 in total, and I think I have all but 5 on here because some were really just so close. They're like barely off a hair, and I really just wanted to show the main ones. Like I said, if I had the proof sheet, I wouldn't have cut the proof sheet up. I would have left it as is. But when I'm putting together pictures, if this one, his smile or his eyes just looking this way, just one shot it's kind of not worth it to make the picture up. So that is that one. And again, other side of the mirror, listening party. Here are some more pictures from it. Now, don't ask me. I want it. Maybe is that Irving? It's not Irving Azoff. I'm damn. When I was putting this page together, which is today, I might add, because I wanted to have it ready for this. I'm embarrassed to say I know this guy and I know this guy, but don't ask me what their names are. I can't place them. The whole time I was making the page, I'm like, damn it, I should know who these people are. It's definitely not Irving. I can't. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. But he and Stevie really seem to be enjoying this dance. I mean, I know that they know that they're being photographed, but they're still candid. So, and there's something going on there. I don't think romantically, it's not like that, but there's just a connection. There's something. He is just, completely enamored, and that's probably maybe all it is. It's just he's enamored, and she's probably playing it up in a kind way. I don't mean anything, skeezy or anything like that. Skeezy. I haven't used that word in ages. Skeezy. No, I just think it's really sweet. I think that. I think for as many people, to be frank, who were not there for her during, this really down time of her life, I think just as many people were supportive of her and what she was doing, like making music and being the singer-songwriter that she is, but they just didn't realize how much they needed to be there for her, mentally and physically, if that makes any sense. There's a lot of bad, skeezy people in the music and record industry and business. And, for as a lot of bad people as there are, I really don't think that Stevie doesn't really, she seems to be pretty good about keeping the right people around her. Maybe she didn't have the right doctors, and maybe it was the people who were around her that made her choose bad doctors. And she's going from, cocaine to Klonopin, which was just a tragic, a terrible, terrible tragedy. It was just so bad for her and stuff. But nonetheless, I just think that Stevie keeps a very tight circle of friends. And I think, the moments like this, for everybody who just dropped by, including like Billy Idol, and we see those pictures, and I always joke because I just think they're so funny, but these tell more of a story than those pictures of Stevie and Billy Idol, even though I'm poking fun at them. So there are those. And again, you'll notice that these are quite similar because they're almost identical. What's funny, and I really couldn't find any information about this brush and mirror set. What I do know is that, and I believe that they were given away at this party. I'm really just hearsay. I should have asked some of my friends before I did it, but I did some research on the internet, and I tried typing it in every single way, promo item, and the kaleidoscope came up quite a bit. And that to me, and you'll see why, even though I haven't seen this, I have an idea because I was talking to somebody about it. But this seems like a promotional item from the record company, being, as it says, modern records, promotional use only, not for sale. I'll be interested to see if there's hack marks on these, and I don't believe that there is, which leads me to believe possibly that Stevie specifically had them made herself for friends as a gift. And that's really what I think. And I think that's also why it's so hard, because again, if you look for promotional items of Stevie Nicks, you'll see the kaleidoscope come up. You'll see the egg timer or sand timer, whatever you want to call it, come up quite a bit. You'll see the the hologram. You'll see posters. You'll see tons of other stuff. And but that's things typically that marketing and such like that will go in, and they'll make a contract and print up 100 of these to send to record stores and record execs and whatever, to be cool and kitschy, something to catch somebody's attention on a desk or something like that. What I believe that I'm about to get into here, is really significantly hard to find. I mean, they are very, very hard to find. Like I said, I've been collecting for 40 years, and I don't know, I don't recall any time I've had an opportunity to buy them myself. I think I might know one person I can think off the top of my head who might have them, and I've never asked them if they do. But if one person that I did know were to have them, it would be Alicia. But then, like I said, having or holding them in my hands or something as I'm about to do, I'm super excited. And I will also tell you that this is going up for Wednesday. I've had this box since Friday, and I haven't opened it. I cut the tape off so that I didn't have to do that on camera, so I didn't like cut myself or anything like that. But yeah, so let me just make sure I finish showing you this, which I think I did. Again, I was just kind of trying to keep with the Alice theme. I thought that was kind of cute. And this gentleman, I can't think of his damn name, but I think that's his daughter here. You can make her out. That's so cute. And then this was a smaller picture, and I really cut this down of Stevie with the daughter again. I just think Stevie looks adorable in this little, Alice theme thing. And I think she looks radiant. Her eyes, there's a bit of the tiredness. There's a bit of, everything that was going on there, but it's still pretty amazing. So that is that. So let's get to the big deal. And the first thing I'm going to say, even from the pictures that I saw, and the box that was received, I mean, the box is about the shape of what you're looking at here. They are way, way smaller than I thought they would be. Way smaller. So that's already kind of disappointing. The first thing that I'm seeing here is how my friend wrapped them. And so there's a red velvet bag. Now, what I do know for the time space thing is that there is on the time space bag, it's going to be similar to this. And it does, again, have Stevie Nicks, modern records, all that kind of stuff. This, again, is different. This is a thicker and larger type of bag, which, again, I don't know. It just indicates to me that this was something specially made. I can't find any marking in the bag at all. Inside, no care, nothing like that. I'm actually putting that up so I can see better because I can't see. But yeah, I don't see anything here. And then I don't know what I should open first. Let's open the mirror first. So I'm going to guess that's the bigger piece of the two here. This is stupid. Ridiculously feel dumb at how excited I am. And it's adorable. You're going to see some spots on it. The person who sold it offered to clean it up. And I said, no, please don't do that because, I don't know what it looks like and stuff like that. And as much as I'll want to clean it up right now, I'm still going to leave it for my friend to do so. I will say that this thing has some weight to it, but again, compared to my hand, it's quite tiny. It does say Alice on the back. Let's see if I can get that without the. There's really just no way. Let me see if I can focus it at all. So Alice for obviously the other side of the mirror, and then here again it's going to be a mirror, just so it doesn't flash anything, but you can tell it's clearly a mirror. And like I said, it is quite tiny. But it's freaking adorable, but there's some weight to it. And again, I really have a feeling, and I think that I'm 100% right. And it was just kind of dawning on me when I received it. And again, when I was trying to do the research, that I don't think that this is anything. I think this is out of Stevie's pocket. This has nothing to do with modern records. And this was just a cute little kitschy gift that Stevie made up for friends and stuff like that. Could still be wrong, but I think so. Coming to the brush part. Now, when everybody had it, or when it first came out, I always understood a brush to be a brush. That's what I always thought it was. But again, this thing has some weight to it. I'm really impressed with the weight it has to it. It's not heavy, but it's got some weight. But this is more like a eye or a little blush brush. It's very soft here. See a couple. It could be sable. I sure wish I knew. And I'll tell you, no matter how old it is, and of course I know that probably whomever had it didn't use it, but it's held up well, because this is 100% from 1989, but I don't know, that's pretty soft. I really do think that that's sable. Not that I'm a master at, knowing real hair from synthetic hair, but I have enough makeup brushes. I'm guessing. Again, maybe about as big as my finger, a little bit bigger, my index finger, maybe, yeah. So maybe the brush part is about as big as the handle part, I apologize. And then the brush part is a little bit bigger than that. But it's kind of thick there. And again, not one mark. And I was thinking at first that it could be silver. Again, basically the weight. You know what? Oh, I didn't bring anything over. You know what I'm going to do? And I will put this in the comments later. I guess you can tell any metals or anything like that. If it's metal, it has, will attach to a magnet. I wish I had something nearby. I would do that here on the screen. I wish I'd thought about that. But I don't think so. Even if it were, even though there's no hack from a record company or a maker, it would still say like, usually there'd be the punch, almost always. Doesn't mean there would be. What I am noticing right now is there seems to be a little, it's really weird, like a little, at the very end of this here, you can kind of see almost like it's cracked or something because my finger is kind of dragging on it. But I can't see where it's raising up at all. If it's the design, if it's I can't tell. But it's well put together. I mean, that's just a little, I don't think it's a patina or anything. I don't think it's painted on. Again, it's got a lot of weight to it. It's got a lot of detail. Hopefully that'll focus in. Come on. Come on. I hate doing that. Like it's so 2000s. I don't know what else to do. There you go. It's got a lot of detail, as does the mirror. So it's got, the similar style to the mirror. Actually, I'm going to be honest, I don't see any matching. That's interesting. I don't see any matching piece. I mean, they're both silver, but like you can tell here, like on this part here, there's a lot of, there's like a certain flower here, and then these little marks here. And if you notice, there is not that on this one. This one is there isn't that matching flower. It's a completely different flower and completely different scrollies. And just now when I had it to the side, when I was bringing it up to the camera, I don't know if you can see it from here now, but I did notice there was kind of a little bit of a wear where it's worn down. It's probably just metal, but it could be silver. I mean, it just is looking like that. So anyway, I could ponder this all night and just talk about it, but I know it's dumb. And you know what? Like when I set my friend up to be able to get this, when I made the arrangement, to the person who had it and the person who bought it, I was like so green with jealousy. And I thought, I've coveted these. I wanted this so bad. And I wanted the egg timer and I wanted it, blah, 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 blah. What am I going to do with it? I mean, I still have this, and my friend she's not new into collecting Stevie at all. She's been doing that for quite some time, but she's the kind of person who's going to put this in something and nicely have it on display. I am not. I'm the kind of person who, has my records, my albums, my scrapbooks and stuff like that. I will take a nice picture of these, and I've done a video, and I'm just pleased as punch. I just could not be more grateful, and that, will do it for me. If my path should cross or something like that, or she decides to leave it to me or will, but I don't want her to go before me. But I'm just saying if she then that would be fine. But in the meantime, you are looking at something very, very special. You will be hard pressed to find these. If you do, you're a very lucky person. I should not, and I will not. Actually, I just won't tell you what price range they are. But if you found them and you were to tell me that you have them, or you do tell me what you paid for them, I'm going to bet you were much luckier, much more fortunate. I don't believe that my friend got screwed over by the price at all. I think it's, a right price, a willing price that she was able to pay. And, I didn't feel bad, like, she got taken for a ride. It is based on what people will pay for certain things. So, but no, I think she got a great deal. And I think she got actually really a nice little set. This is much nicer. This is not a Barbie doll, brush and mirror. This, like I said, there's some good weight to this. And even though I do probably still think it's metal and not silver, it will be interesting to see. And even the mirror, even though you can see some of the kind of discoloring and stuff like that, it's not as blurry, or like usually in fake metals and stuff like that, this starts getting real white real soon, like what you see right here. And this is just a little spot. This is just sticky stuff. So I might clean that up for my friend. But on the other side though, it looks like possibly price tags were put on there. It's kind of hard to say because it looks like it's kind of maybe moving. Yeah. So who's to say? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. It was really a treat for me. And like I said, an official unboxing. And I guess I'll have another one when eventually, hopefully, when the egg timer gets here. So stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for joining me. And please comment if you've ever seen these before, if you've ever heard of them, if you have them. I'd really be interested to know, because let me tell you again, this is something special. This is really, really special. And if you have more information about that, because this is all guesswork, I'm completely guessing, but I really, really think I'm accurate with the fact that, you know, this is definitely hands down. And like the egg timer, like you'll see that. And, you know, I'll probably have pictures of this that time, but I'll still have this to remind you and compare. But I really do believe that these were something individually that Stevie Nicks, she could have had these made by, what is it, Halloween, that company. Who's to say? It's hard to say. But yeah, she could have easily had these made up by anybody. And again, with the weight and the craftsmanship, I don't think certainly by this feel and stuff. This is nice. This is beautiful. But this is something, this is still cardboard and is a little bit of a, you know, ooh, you can see it in there. That's so cool. Kaleidoscope that you can see. You know, they're going to go low budget here. You know what I mean? And this is not low budget. And a record company is not going to pay for any number of these, I would say. That's, again, just my opinion. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. It was really, really special to me, and I've been waiting for days to do this, make this video. So thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you next time. Bye.